Good morning and welcome back to 10-Minute English Cafe. It is Wednesday, June 24th, 2026.
Wednesday already?
This week is moving fast. It is. And today I got here early enough to sit in our usual corner.
The sacred cafe corner. Very serious territory.
Exactly. Today's keyword is home, spelled H-O-M-E.
I like that word. It feels simple, but it can carry a lot.
Home can mean the place where you live, but it can also mean a place where something belongs.
Like a cafe table that somehow becomes your office.
Yes, and today's stories all play with that idea.
Now I am curious.
First, a San Francisco Muni train became a moving home for James Joyce fans on Bloomsday.
Literature on a train? That is much better than just staring at your phone.
Then we go to Los Angeles, where Pizzeria Sei is opening a bigger Palms home with a sit-down dining room.
Pizza getting a new address is always news I can support.
And finally, we celebrate Fatou, a 69-year-old gorilla at Berlin Zoo.
A birthday story. Good. I'm ready for something warm.
Before we begin, if you're new here, we turn real news into natural English conversation every day.
Useful words, real topics, and a little cafe energy.
If that helps your listening practice, please subscribe and spend 10 minutes with us.
Settle into your own little home for English practice.
Let's get aboard.
I packed my imaginary book.
A local report described a Bloomsday celebration aboard a city train.
I love that sentence. It sounds like public transit learned poetry.
Bloomsday is the annual June 16th celebration connected to James Joyce and his famous novel.
That book has a reputation for being, let us say, not a beach read.
Fair, but the event made it social and playful. Participants rode across the city, turning the train into a rolling literary festival.
A moving literary festival? That is such a strong image.
Exactly. People heard readings and poetry, and Irish books were given away.
So the train was not just transportation, it became a tiny cultural room.
That's the heart of it. The event involved the city transportation agency and the Irish consulate. I like when official organizations do something a little unexpected. The phrase, all aboard, is also useful. It's what you might hear when people are invited onto a train or boat. But here, it also sounds like, come join the story. Exactly. And rolling means moving on wheels, but it can also make an event feel alive. A rolling party, a rolling classroom, a rolling book club? Perfect examples. For English learners, this story is a reminder that culture doesn't have to stay inside a quiet room. It can show up on a train, between stops, with strangers listening together. And that connects to home. For one ride, that train became a home for readers. A temporary home, but a real one. Yes, sometimes a place becomes meaningful because people bring attention to it. That's nicer than my usual train experience, which is just hoping I don't miss my stop. Maybe next time, bring a book. Or at least pretend my phone is a novel. Now let's move from a moving home to a new restaurant home. I can already smell the pizza. A food report says Pizzeria Sei is opening a larger location in Palms.
This is the kind of expansion I can understand emotionally.
The restaurant started in a smaller storefront and is now adding a bigger space.
So it is growing up, but hopefully not losing what people liked.
Exactly. The new location is described as having a full sit-down dining room.
That changes the experience. It's not just grab a pizza and go.
Right. It becomes a place where people can stay, talk, and make a meal out of it.
Very dangerous for people who say, I'll only have one slice.
The menu is also expanding. The article mentions several styles, from classic pies to fried and extra crisp versions.
I heard 3 kinds and immediately forgot my budget.
The useful phrase here is expanded menu. It means the restaurant is offering more choices than before.
Not just bigger space, but bigger possibilities.
Another phrase is new outpost. In restaurant writing, an outpost means another location of a business.
So it sounds adventurous, but it just means the pizza has a new base.
Exactly. The original location is not disappearing. It will continue as Sei Pizza Bar.
That part matters. Growth doesn't always mean abandoning the first home.
Yes, a small place can keep its neighborhood role, while a bigger place tries something new.
That's a nice business lesson. Expansion is not only size, it's identity.
The headline says the new home takes LA Pizza to the next level.
Next level is a phrase people use everywhere now.
True. It means a higher stage, better quality, or more ambitious version.
Like when your regular sandwich suddenly has fancy bread and a tiny salad.
Exactly. For this story, the new home gives the restaurant room to evolve.
And gives customers room to sit down and order too much.
That's also a form of community building.
A delicious form.
Now, our final story is about a much longer home. AP reported that Fatou, a Western lowland gorilla at Berlin Zoo, celebrated her 69th birthday. 69 is amazing. That already feels like a headline. She is considered the world's oldest gorilla living in captivity. In captivity means living under human care, like in a zoo, right? Exactly. It means living under human care, not living independently in the wild. That is useful because it sounds more careful than just saying at a zoo. AP also said it was a faithful translation of the German word for the table. The birthday meal was also carefully chosen. She had vegetables like cherry tomatoes, beets, leeks, and lettuce. A birthday feast with no cake?
No cake. AP said sugar is not healthy for the aging primate.
Honestly, that is probably true for many of us too, but I don't want to discuss it.
Fair enough. Fatou arrived in what was then West Berlin in 1959.
That makes the zoo a very long home for her.
Yes, her exact birthday is not known, so April 13th is her designated birthday.
Designated birthday is a gentle phrase. It means that date is chosen for celebrating.
Exactly. The story also reminds us that gorillas usually live around 35 to 40 years in the wild and longer in captivity.
So 69 is extraordinary.
It is. But the tone of the story isn't just, wow, she's old. It's also about care.
The vegetable meal says a lot. A celebration can be joyful and thoughtful at the same time. That's a good way to put it. And the word home feels different here. It's not a new place, it's a long relationship with a place.
Exactly. Some homes are temporary, like the train, some are new, like the restaurant, and some are long and carefully maintained.
That's a surprisingly beautiful set of stories.
A midweek reminder that places matter.
And that birthday vegetables can still be festive.
So today's key word was home.
It did not stay in one house today.
With the Muni train, home was temporary. A train became a place for readers and performers.
A moving room for stories.
With Pizzeria Sei, home was expansion. A small favorite gained a bigger place while keeping its first location alive.
Growth with memory. I like that.
And with Fatou, home was care over a long life.
A birthday that showed attention, not just celebration.
Here's today's question. Which home story stayed with you most?
Option A is the literary train.
Option B is the pizza restaurant's new home.
Option C is Fatou's long life at Berlin Zoo.
Tell us in the comments. Take today's word with you. Home is not only where you live. It is where attention, care, and belonging can gather. That made my cafe corner feel more meaningful. If this conversation helped your English, please like, subscribe, and come back tomorrow. Until tomorrow!